the country. So how do we lift the plane back up to great flight? How do we pass a better country on to our children? Because that's what keeps me up at night. My mom and dad left India in 1969, came here with $8 in their pocket, and they wanted to raise their children and their grandchildren in the greatest democracy. John F. Kennedy was president, had been president, and they just were so inspired of the things that were going on in America that they just came all the way from India, just with a few dollars in their pocket. And my dad always said that when he got to New York with his best friend, and he saw the Statue of Liberty with her torch held high, he didn't know what he was going to do. He just knew he was going to be a doctor. He ended up in West Virginia. The joke is they call me bluegrass Bollywood. I'm no longer an Indian American. I grew up on bluegrass music in West Virginia, and I grew up on Indian food. So there are two individuals with inside me. And but he knew that there was no limit to where he could go if, that Mother Liberty had no bias. She didn't care where he came from. She didn't care what he believed in. So I got to thinking, what message could I give you all today to really inspire us and motivate us before I go back down and enjoy everyone else's marks? And I think it hit me about 2 weeks ago when I was at an Indian temple called the BAPS. I would encourage you to visit it in Morrisville. It's one of the largest spiritual Hindu movements in the world. Their past spiritual leader, Pramod Swami, died a year ago. And he was revered by world leaders, the Clintons, the Obamas, almost every head of state. When you look at what this man did for peace and love. And every Swami of that temple has a mantra or message. So the successor to Swami Pramod was a Swami named Swami Mahat. And Swami Mahat just visited the United States a few weeks ago, actually, in July, August. And his theme is unity. Unity. Every time you go into a BAPS temple during the Diwali celebration, by the way, belated happy Diwali to everyone, celebration of light over darkness, good over evil, hope over despair. You think it's time to celebrate Diwali? Let's wish everyone happy Diwali. Can't think of a better time to celebrate Diwali than today. But his main theme was unity. And Swami Mahat reminded him that unity is the key ingredient to any successful and productive and wonderful society. It's what keeps us going. It's what keeps that flight going. It's what keeps that journey going. And in many ways, and so they had all these examples in the booth of great leaders in the world, like Gandhi, Mandela, Mother Teresa, Dr. Martin Luther King, other leaders. And what do these leaders have in common? What can we learn from them today as we celebrate peace? Well, here's what I tell my children. All of these leaders were leaders who were able to unite with their community and unite for a larger purpose. I often think, where would the world be if Mohandas Gandhi got kicked off a train in South Africa and said, you know what, that's okay. I'm in British India. I'm just going to live with that. No. He said, I'm going to go back to India and I'm going to lead the largest freedom movement, and I'm going to do it through nonviolence. And folks, my great-grandfather was in the legislature back then in the 1930s, but to me, that's a pretty big deal that one man could do that through peace and liberate a whole nation. Where would the world be if Thurgood Marshall, and she'd go see the movie, had said, separate but equal? Sounds like a great idea, but I think I'm just going to be a lawyer. Had a hard time getting into law school because I'm an African-American, but I'm a Howard Law graduate, so I'm going to go and make more money and take care of my family. No. He said, I'm going to go in there and use a weapon, the law, to make sure that whites and blacks can live together and go to the same place, and that separate but equal was not acceptable, and we wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't someone like Thurgood Marshall. Everyone should take their children that movie. Where would the world be if Mother Teresa said, we're going to take care of the sick and poor later? Where would we be if Dr. King said, I didn't have a dream? Where would we be? The list goes on and on. Where would we be if, Malala, there's a great leader, Malala, who focuses on education. The point I'm trying to make is every one of these leaders united with their community, united with a purpose. Mandela, I forgot to mention Mandela. I mean, he spent half his life in prison. He didn't get out bitter and say, I'm just going to sit in Cape Town and forget it. No, he went to the other side. And he said, I want a free South Africa. Racial equality is important to me. And he didn't give up. And he became the president of his country after sitting in a prison cell that couldn't be much bigger than this. So as I close out, my message is this. The people in this room, the leaders around our state, we have that potential. We have that power to change the world. I'm very excited because in a couple weeks I get to go to the episode 8 Star Wars movie. And I wear my Darth Vader costume and my wife wore her Princess Leia costume. And it was where the kids were like Rey and all this stuff. And, well, what does Star Wars have to do with any of this? Well, you know, it sort of does. Because good over evil, 40 years after Darth Vader died, he thought there was going to be peace, and there's still hatred and fear and the next generation of Star Wars. But it's that force that they always talk about, the force that the Jedi used to keep the galaxy safe. And it's that notion of peace and unity. That's our weapon. That's what keeps us together. That's the only way we can fight the terrible things that we're hearing out there today. The terrible things. I know it's hard, but I've been trying to love a little bit more, even with the people I don't agree with. And I got to tell you, I feel a little lighter. I feel like I've lost a little weight because I try to look for the good in everybody. And if you do that, you can do so many great things. So, on that note, I just wanted to say that we can fly high again. I truly believe that. We can fly high again if we believe in our community, if we believe that we have the power to make this world a better place. So I end with a challenge, and we're already doing it. Let's go out to our other neighbors and tell them to take action. Doing a post on Facebook, doing a tweet, that's helpful. But what's more helpful is coming together, bringing people together, having honest conversations about this. Because we are one nation under God, and we are the greatest country in the world, and it's our country. And we've got to make it happen. Yeah. So with that, we're going to fly high to that destination that we all want to go to, where there's no limit to our potential, no limit to the dreams of our children. It's such an honor to be here today. I'm sorry I went a little bit over, but it was very important for me to convey this very important message to you. And you'll come to Morrisville sometime. We need you to spend your money there. And I'm glad to be in Durham. Bill Bell's one of my best friends. He's my mentor, the mayor of Durham. He's leaving, so it's great to be in the city mayor. If you happen to be listening to this on Facebook. And if you could just give me that little sliver of Morrisville there, the Imperial Center, I'd be really happy. Well, God bless each of you and the United States. And Tom, thank you so much. And it's not a